Facebook. It's Thursday, it's 10 a.m. and that means it's Blabbing for Britain. And of course, Blabbing for Britain wouldn't be the same unless there were four of us. But the problem is, at the moment, there's only one of us. I'm hoping that the guys can find out where I am and will come and join me. Good morning anyway. Welcome to the replay. If you're watching the replay, this will be a good show. It usually is when the four of us get together and talk about everything that's happening in the UK. I just want to check that I'm actually live. Yes, I'm actually live. And I'm going live around the globe today because of the ability to cross-post. Right, as there's nobody here, I can quickly go on to the live stream awards. Now, live stream awards 2018 are currently taking place, and if you'd like to vote, we'd be more than grateful. I'm going to copy something here, and I'm going to paste it into Facebook. If you want to take part in the vote, then just click the link that I've just posted, and that takes you straight to the voting. And you can vote for myself, you can vote for Jeff, you can vote for Karen, you can vote for Maryland. In fact, there are 4 BeLive.tv show hosts who are in the awards, and I'm honoured to be one of them. I see my co-host. Give me a thumbs up, John. Right, okay. And say good morning, John. Oh, can you refresh, please? Right, John was here for a moment, and we had sound gremlins. It seems to be the first time that he joins that it's a problem. Second time, as soon as I get your signal, the second time works a treat. Hello.
Hello, I am here.
The mellow tones of Mr. John Upton. And for those new to the show, I'm Stephen Healey. This is my friend John Upton. And we started Blabbing for Britain. And this is episode 127. And it just keeps going. If you are here, please type in the comments, then we know who you are. And tell us where you're from, because we'd like to know basically today. Always mixing things up, trying to reach new audiences. Today we're going live from the BeLive in 5 page to my profile, to Blabbing for Britain, as John posted earlier. We're going live on TVSN in Canada, so hello to Ontario. We're going live in San Diego, so hello San Diego. Realise it's early in the morning, but you're more than welcome to join in the show or catch the replay. And this is all due to the fact that we can now cross-post our show, our live show, and this is going out on 10 different pages on Facebook. We'll see what happens. How are you, sir?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now you disappeared for a very, very short time then, so I wonder what was happening. I
haven't moved. But
no, I meant sound-wise. Sorry, you disappeared sound-wise.
Oh right, okay.
I want to know, you haven't got a T-shirt on.
No, this is Blabbing for Britain.
Blabbing for Britain deserves a proper shirt, does it?
This is the morning show. This is the early show.
Oh right, so you go casual in the afternoon. Is
correct? That... Yeah.
Oh right. The truth is, how long have we known each other, Stephen?
About 12 years, 12, 13 years.
Longer than that. It
is possibly, yeah. 2005?
Oh, I think it was more 2004-ish.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe even a little bit earlier from the good old E-Academy. Because that started in 98, you know, E-Academy.
Yeah, I wasn't. Good morning, Peter. Right,
morning.
Peter.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
I've never seen it going 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Like Dusty Ben.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. So I've known Stephen for somewhere around 13, 14 years. And for the first time ever this week, I saw Stephen wearing a T-shirt. I was that shocked I had to join into the program.
Well, as I say, this is the morning show, so it's definitely shirt time. But yeah, I decided it's summer.
Well, I've got a jacket on because it's absolutely cold here.
I've been told
So
it
have
is.
I.
Oh, I don't know. It's summer, lads. It's summer.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I just want to. This is the weather forecast for Sunday the 27th. Okay, and this is important because it's going to be a busy day. 6 o'clock, 15 degrees, thunder and lightning. 9 o'clock, 19 degrees, thunder and lightning. Midday, 22 degrees and thunder and lightning. 6 p.m, 23 degrees and thunder and lightning. There's going to be thunder and lightning across Salisbury Plain from 6 in the morning to 6 at night.
and is this when you do your Sarsen trail?
It is, yeah. It's going to be hissing it down all day. Still, it is what it is. Can't. Sarsen Trail is this Sunday from Avebury to Stonehenge, 26 miles, 385 yards, at just slightly above walking pace. But it's going to be wet. So cagoules out, flippers on, and swimming.
Cagoules is they make you sweat, don't they? That's with the
but
lining.
The lightest thing to carry, if it ever stops raining during those 12 hours, the lightest thing to carry. One of the lightest things. And Billy's mentioned us, but Billy might be in the wrong place. Billy, if you can see us, there should be a link in the post at the top, and if you click that, you should be able to come straight through to where we are. I know we've moved, but the link to find us should be at the top of the post.
Well, I shared it all over the place this morning with a view to hopefully getting some more live viewers. Doesn't seem to have made any difference.
Right, okay. Now, they won't, if I post a comment now, you won't see it. If you can hear us, Tish, the link to join us is at the top of the post, wherever you are. I can read it out to you. It reads, Blabbing for Britain, episode 127 on BeLive.tv. To comment live, please visit. And if you click that link, that will take you direct to us.
So I'm wondering if Trisha's even gone to bed, because I was speaking to her at 2 o'clock our time this morning about my doggy. But
all right.
I was trying to get my last of my GDPR emails out for one of my clients.
GDPR. I'm going to be glad when this thing finishes, aren't you, Peter?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think you'll still be getting them for weeks.
Well, do you know something? I haven't given any out because I don't email people to tell them.
Yeah.
So, end of. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, and now you sat back, we can see you.
Yeah, when you're leaning forward, we can only see the silver mop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. This is my old camera as well.
Right.
It looks fine to me.
Okay. If there isn't a link at the top of the post, where are you watching from? Can you just type in a comment, say where you're watching from? I'll find you and bring you to the correct place, because I don't know where you're commenting. So just type
It's funny, I was commenting.
I can't see any comments or anything unless they're on Facebook.
I was commenting on David Burrows the other day when you were on, and you couldn't see my comments.
No, that's because it was in a group. You can't see comments, see who's commenting in a group unless they add their name to the comment.
That's right.
That's right. It's called privacy law, whether that's GDPR, America's STC 51 or whatever it's called this week. That's the reason for doing it.
Yeah. If you are watching live, can you just type hello in the comments, and I should get a notification that you've commented, and I'll try and find you. Right. Okay. Right. Now, we've spoken for the last couple of weeks about President Trump and the North Korean president getting together and meeting, and then we get this. North Korea calls US Vice President comment stupid. Now, to recap what the comments said, comments said that if North Korea don't get in line, they'll become another Iraq, and we shall bomb the out of them. Good. That's that topic sorted.
It's all one-upmanship staging, whatever you want to call it, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think it is, and Peter's very quiet, so
Peter's fiddling with his ear.
all right, I'm going to move on. Okay, now I'm just trying to find out where people are actually watching us. Just a minute. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Hello, Peter.
So,
they're not
first
there.
thing I've noticed, John's had a haircut. You see the trimming edge.
I went to the hairdressers on Saturday, thinking the barbers would be empty because people would be watching the wedding, and I think every bloke on the face of Solihull had the same idea.
I'll go and get a haircut. Just pulling this. I hate these things in my ears.
And I've trimmed my beard this morning as well.
I've seen that. Yeah. Trimming edge.
It's all getting whiter though, look. All the white's appearing up here now.
Yeah, I see that.
There's still some little brown bits down here. Anyway, Pete, I was rather disappointed with one of your videos.
What one was that?
Well, we saw you being pulled up towards the edge.
I never seen it coming down.
You turned it off before it went over.
I know. I was scared the phone fell off or something. But did you see Sheila's? Did you see Sheila's one?
Yes, it was a bit like me when I used to go down the slide in the park. You know, stick a bit. Yeah.
Should the brake all the way down.
Morning, Stoke.
Morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
Morning.
Hi, Peter.
All right.
Morning.
Gone off to try and find where everybody is because nobody's here, but people are commenting can't find us.
Right. I got up at 5:30 today, and I am exceptionally tired today.
Well, if you get up at 5:30, what do you bloody expect? What time did you go to bed?
I went to bed early. I went on the bike yesterday night. Went down afternoon. Went to meet my friend in the city, and then cycled back up. And then I done 31 mile earlier this week. I'm just tired. But here's the thing. I'm going to ask you: did you last eat saurine? Remember saurine?
We still have saurine regular in this household.
I'm here.
You do you? Well, they've got a competition on just now. If you go and buy stuff with the competition thing, you can give your email address and tell them the label number. It's got a code in it. You can win £250 worth of vouchers. But did you know where saurine was originated from?
No.
Denmark. They've actually got a very good Facebook page telling their story. The guy came from Denmark and made it in Manchester during the war. And people in the area liked it, and then some locals bought it from him, and it's quite a good story. And British cyclists use it as part of their training, so that's why I eat quite a lot of saurine now when I'm out cycling. It gives you energy, and it's long-lasting sugar in it.
All
the banana is lovely.
Loved it, and you know, there's only one left at home now. We still buy it on a regular basis. The £1 special loaf.
Is there a £1 special?
Yeah, there's a special £1 size loaf.
For the saurine one?
Yeah, genuine saurine. All the rip-offs are no good. They're just not the same.
No.
Even Aldi's whole loaf is crap by comparison.
Well, I'm buying the banana one that you can tear open when you're cycling and just eat it.
Oh, in the small portion.
Yeah, the handy bars now. So it's great. Very good.
So, Mr. Stoke, lots of activity at the football club.
There is indeed. There is indeed. And I keep an eye on some of the messaging boards and that sort of thing. But I feel I'm quite looking forward to next year or this next season. We've still got a load of players to get rid of, and some that we don't want to get rid of will almost certainly go. But I suppose is it the half cup full? I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to the new campaign. I like that Gary Rowett.
Yeah, I mean, I can never understand why Blues got rid of him. You know,
right, okay.
Absolute madness. Why do you sack someone when you're 7th and then end up 19th within weeks?
Okay. There's a story to be told, I'm sure, in the future, because Stoke were after Rowett in, is that how you could pronounce it? Rowett in January, when we ditched Sparky, as you call him, some bloody Spark. But he refused to leave. Is that because he thought the job of staying up was actually, and he's quite right, impossible, and so he didn't want to be associated with it? And then he was quite happy.
Things were going so well at Derby, he didn't want to leave, and I think being knocked out in the knockouts, you know what I mean anyway. It has really disappointed him, and
so they were in the knockout phase, and then
they got knocked out by Fulham.
Hey,
they got knocked out by Fulham, and
so it's Villa and Fulham in the final.
Yes, Sunday.
Ah, right, okay. I got a good friend who's a Villa fan, and I was sort of saying we're going to swap, potentially swap leagues. But he's got this thing as a Villa supporter, you never count your chickens, and it'll usually screw up somehow. But it'll be what do they call it? Is that final is actually a 70 to 80 million pound match?
It's the richest football match of the season.
Yeah.
Because the winner goes up, and their turnover will increase by, as you said, somewhere between 70 and 80 million pounds a year. Just because of the TV rights.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get that. But then Stoke have been up 10 years, 80 million times 10. Is that 800? Is that nearly £1 billion?
Well, let's remember they've renegotiated the TV rights in that at least 3 times in that 10 years, and they're quite considerable compared with what they were 10 years ago, the TV rights. So it isn't 800, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 500 million pounds.
All for football. But no, there's one downside. I think that obviously I never condone this sort of activity, but you'll be aware that there are streaming sites. Never go near them. For Premier League football matches, but there's no such environment for Championship because nobody gives an arse. But
there's a lot of Championship on Channel 5.
Very good point. Yeah.
There's at least four highlight matches and sometimes 6 on Channel 5 every week. So there is money there.
Does anybody actually do the live matches? Channel 4 or anybody? Or Sky aren't interested, are they?
No. But anyway, I wish Rowett good, because although I'm across the city at the other team, he did a great job at Blues.
Yeah.
He did a pretty damn good job at Derby. I just think he feels that he'll have a chairman that's more supportive than the chairman of Derby. And that's one of the key reasons he's switched.
You think he'd bring any of his staff with him?
He's brought all of his staff with him. They've all followed him, according to the paper.
Well, that's good. Isn't Rory Delap one of them? because he's a Stoke favourite from a few years ago.
I'm not sure whether Delap's gone with him or not, but he's certainly taken his assistant manager.
So to summarise, it was a huge shock. Not a huge shock. It was inevitability about going down. But now we're down. We're all thinking about the future and what we can do, and hopefully.
I have to say to you that going down has done the Villa tremendous good.
Why is that?
Because we've got rid of the dead weight. We've rethought what we're doing. We've looked at the overheads. People, I'm sad to say, have lost their jobs, but it's a much more slick environment than it was 3 years ago.
That reminds me of the post of the week, which was on my Facebook page. I copied it, not claiming it. And police have been told to look out for flares at Wembley.
Yes. Last time the Villa got there, that's what they were wearing.
Right. And a question from Tish for Stephen. How is your grandchild?
Oh, beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful and gorgeous. I haven't actually shared. We don't do this, do we? We don't do this sort of sharing thing on Blabbing for Britain.
No, not normally. Well, in fact, that brings us on to a topic. Yeah. I'll put you full screen for a moment. If you do that again, you are now full screen. I'll take the comment off.
Oh, crap.
And the screen's black. There we are.
That's Lola and Ronnie. He was about 18 hours older. But he's changing already. I mean, I haven't seen him for about 4 days. And then I saw Katie, my daughter, posted a photo. He looks, it's a different baby. They grow up so bloody quickly.
They do.
Thank you. He's absolutely wonderful.
You neatly brought us on to a word that I never heard of before.
No.
And the new word in my dictionary is sharenting.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Sharenting.
Now, this is a mixture, of course, of sharing and parenting. And what they're saying is that if you do share information about your children in their younger years, then you are laying them open to fraud, possibly, because you're actually leaving a complete trail of where they were. Well, all they're saying is I'll post a link to the article afterwards, but sharenting is a new word in my dictionary.
I get that. I mean, Katie shares, we all do. Well, I don't do so much more recently, but I mean, it's a huge thing, and my sister does a lot of it as well. But I'm taking the cup half full. I have no information, no photos of my grandparents, especially my granddads. I haven't got anything at all. You go to ancestry whatever to get information, but there's so little. But look at what Lola, my granddaughter, will have about me in 40 years, 50 years time when I'm no longer around.
Going, oh, what an idiot! What a fool! What a nutcase!
That's my granddad. Right. Okay, and we say
our lineage. No.
At this point we say good morning to Fons in Cambridge, and Tish and I think Tish and I found Billy. Billy's back, and Tish is here as well. We will now be staying on BeLive in 5 because we are live in Ontario, we're live in San Diego, we're live around the globe, and it's so easy to do.
Yeah, it's actually no viewers, no reactions, and no comments.
That's the new feature. We keep it. Everybody's kept in the dark. I think it's been reported.
Oh right, so that's an issue, not a.
It is.
Not no one wants to love us.
No, Peter, you're very quiet.
Yeah, I'm just sitting listening. Yeah, I've got my old desktop. It's very slow, so I'm just sitting listening in and see if there's going to be any agenda today.
Well, I'm working my way through it.
How was Tenerife?
Okay.
Hey,
Sorry?
how was Tenerife?
Oh, great. Oh, great. Yeah, seen bits that most people don't see. What surprised me was sat there and was said to somebody, so have you been up to Mount Tidy?
No, haven't done that yet.
No.
I'm looking forward to that.
I couldn't believe it.
They've got observatories up there, haven't they? And then on a clear night, you can see bloody everything.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get right to the top. You get in there, you can, when you get there, it's another €27 to go in the chairlift up.
Oh, really?
But, yeah. And but I'll tell you, one guy wandered off the path and decided he would get a photograph next to this leaning rock, a big pillar. And boy, that cost him, because the next thing, there was a guy appeared from nowhere, a uniform, a park ranger, blew a whistle, made him come over, and you could see him, and he must have said, that'll be €150 fine, and the guy must have says, I've no money, and he says, I'll walk you to the bank, and basically, if you don't pay it, I'll get the police, get your name and everything. And he made them pay up. It was interesting.
How the hell did you get away with that? Isn't it public area?
Yeah, public area, however, there are bits you're not, because if everybody went over the bits that they weren't meant to, it would soon wear down. So they're really protected area. It's a protected area, and you're allowed in certain paths, and it does tell you. And it was actually good to see them getting their comeuppance. They were told, you know. And then I seen the cyclist going up the hill. Sky cycling team actually stay there, and there's a hotel near it, and then they take him down to the bottom of the hill every day and say, right, get back up on a bike. So it's quite interesting.
I do like
It's good. Yeah, it's good. And then we went out and met the locals up at Santa Cruz. The place shut down. They must have knew I was coming, but it was their siesta. And then I jumped on a tram. I said, let's just go on a tram. And went all the way to Imberworth. And it was great because we were with locals all the way. No English whatsoever. Tram was parked and went right to the top of the hill. And there was a place called Laguna. And we walked around there. And it's actually quite a big city. It was amazing. Seeing that by the amount of taxis. So it just opens your eyes.
My missus hates it when we go to somewhere and you're on the bus to the resort and you start talking to people. Oh, hello, how are you? Where are you from? Da, 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 da. Oh, we must be told. Like hell we must. Been told off so many times.
And it was,
don't tell what I was saying. Don't tell what I was saying.
It was a break.
Okay, now, I know when I was chair of governors, the headmistress was always in a sort of state of panic when the school inspectors came in to inspect the school. But apparently, Ofsted has just admitted that some outstanding schools aren't that good.
Doesn't surprise me.
There is a reason for this. In 2011, they decided that if a school was outstanding, it did not need to be inspected because it was outstanding. It was a fantastic school. So 1,620 schools have not been inspected for the last 7 years, during which time, of course, the head teacher has changed, the staff have changed, the amount of cash the school gets has changed, and, you know, so Ofsted would like some more money, please, so they can go and inspect these 1,620 schools and bring the ratings. I mean, it is a serious situation because parents look at the Ofsted stats to decide which is the best school for children to go to. Well, it's one of the factors in that.
The thing is with these inspection things, do they know when they're coming?
Yeah.
Do they know the day that they're coming? Well, they shouldn't tell them. They should just turn up and say, let me see this, and let me see that, let me see that.
I think they can do that if they've been classed as failing.
Right.
But I think
but I bet even...
I think that what they ask to see has to be prepared, so it is a bit difficult if they don't give them a date.
Yeah. When I do exams with my guys, they don't know it's coming. They come in one day and I say, "Hi, how you doing? Have a coffee. How's your exam? See what you've retained." Well, I used to love it. He nearly fainted.
Talking about exams, there was a US psychologist on Radio 4 the day before yesterday. No, it was yesterday. Talking about how to improve exam results, and his theory, which he has proved, is that what you do is 10 minutes before the exam, you give each child a sheet of paper and they have to write down their worries, and then they don't carry the worries into the exam room. And it says most people will go up a grade if they do that.
Wow.
I thought that was quite an interesting theory.
Well, here's another theory. The teacher in Scotland that made their classes run for a mile each day, they improved too. And now it's becoming maybe national curriculum to run a mile a day. What do you think of that one?
Do you know, Scots are mad anyway, aren't they? So
I think it's a darn good idea.
Yes,
To get kids out and about. I mean, it's only 30 minutes. It's less than that. So, I think it's a good plan, Peter.
But I think some kids will say, "My mum says I've not to do this," in their letters and things like that. So get your mother. She's coming with you. She's running too.
Oh, that'd be something. That would be something. I mean, back in when I was at school, we used to have to do cross country, and we had a local hill, and the idea was that you run up the hill, got to the top, and run back down again.
Run up the hill?
Well, sort of. Yeah, okay. You might be exaggerating a bit, Stephen, but you had to get to the top of the hill. I seem to remember there were some rocks about 2/3 of the way up, which you could hide behind. Not that I ever did, of course. But yeah, exercise for school age is a good idea, I think.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good. But it's getting people to. I think it would be good for adults as well to run a mile a day. Yeah, people like John Upton, sitting there in their chairs all day.
I would start off by walking a mile a day.
Yeah.
And then doing I'm going to say the word fartlek, where you do 100 meters walking, 100 meters jogging, 100 meters walking, 100 meters jogging, just build up.
Well, that's the British Heart Foundation's way. It's called from couch to 5K, and that's exactly what they do. 30 seconds walking, 30 seconds running, 36 walking, and it builds up into minutes, and then you end up doing 5K, which I've already done. You know?
Yeah.
And it's a great feeling.
Well, you've got it on the park run, haven't you? On the park run?
Say that again? Yeah, I do the park run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do the park run. With sore feet as well, I'll have you know.
Well, Billy's got memories of cross country, which probably not as similar to my own. Cross country, freezing cold, mud, and getting flicked with wet towels in the shower. Well, that's part of the ritual. Yeah. So cross country for all. We can but hope. Because keeping us healthy is going to cost money. And
well, having said, I got into Diabetes UK have got in touch with me. I don't know if you know, for diabetics we have to prick our finger, take blood, and this is out out in the town, and I would take blood, get our meter reading that. And because of my going on my cycle recently, no, I do it quite a lot because it's dropping dramatically. So there's a new one called the Libra system, where it's a microchip inside a plaster, and you just go ping, and it tells you your reading. It tells you if you're going to be going up or going down, and it's been really good, and people have been losing weight and well controlled with it. But we're not getting it up here in some parts of England. Some parts are, some parts are not. So I've signed a petition, and they said, tell us your story. So I told them about my heart bypass, and I'm jogging around. I said, but I really need to watch my sugar levels now. So they've got back to me and they said, would you be prepared to go on television and radio and magazines and everything, tell you? I said, of course I would. So keep an eye on them, on what's happening.
Yeah,
So
is this the one where the meter that reads it is £27 and 10 plasters is £50?
Something like that. It's quite expensive. Yeah. These things are always expensive, you know.
Yeah. How long do the plasters last?
No, they're single use.
14 days, I think.
All right,
I thought that was single use.
No. You can use it as much time. The plaster stays on for about 14 days.
All right. Well, that makes more sense of why they're £50.
Yeah. And then you just go beep, and then there's an app for it, and it actually tells you. However, you can't use it for if you've got to use it for driving, you still got to use blood. But I've said to them it's more hygienic, it's easier to use, convenience, and it'll be a saving in the long term because we'll be better controlled diabetics. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting one.
Which of us are grandpas?
Who does?
Oh, sore subject for me, but I am.
We all are. No, we're not.
I haven't got any grandchildren yet.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's that. Right. Okay. Just staying with health then. Think tanks, 2 of them separately, working separately, have come to the conclusion that within the next 15 years, each household will have to pay £2,000 per year to fund the NHS. And this is because, quite simply, we have, and I'm grateful for this, we've got an aging population.
I think we'll have to bring out euthanasia.
And who would qualify for euthanasia, Peter? Let's go down this road.
People are 75 until I reach it, then I'll change my mind.
So it's anybody who's 10 years older than you.
Do you remember that film where at 65 or whatever it was, you had to die? And
Yeah, I do, with Peter Ustinov, and it
Is that the name of it?
Sanctuary.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah, for sure. Peter Ustinov was in it, Stephen, but also Jenny Agutter.
Oh, Jenny was there too. The railway children.
Fine actress.
A fine actress indeed.
Did you not lay in a table and there was deers running in the meadow and everything?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
well,
but
what I would do for a bit of fun, I would have that deers. I would have it in 3D, right? And the deers are running and coming up to you. Then at last minute it would be a railroad track and the train crashes into you and you're out.
There's a computer game in there, Peter, somewhere. I don't think that's. Oh dear. Anyway, the film is called Sanctuary, and if memory serves, you went into Sanctuary when you were in your 30s. So
was it 30s?
Oh yeah.
That is this weird centrifuge thing, and people went up into the air.
Yeah.
Appeared in a big.
In all seriousness, did you know that's going to be? They're looking at that as a method of execution for the future.
Okay.
What you just said. You go in, and it's a centrifuge, and you basically die of No, when you're in great laughter, which is
Hypoxia.
exhilarate. Something like that, yeah, but you're so happy and then you die. That they're actually looking at that as a new form of execution. I've watched it.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Into the chamber.
Where's that?
Going for a spin. Sorry?
That has to be an Orange Man proposal, surely. It sounds like an Orange Man proposal.
Right. Better than a bullet going in you in a firing squad. Which is still a method in America. Yeah. But no, £2,000 is a lot of money for each household to pay. That's a lot of money.
Well, Peter, I spent, well, fortunately I'm insured, but my dog went to the vets on Monday and for tests, and the bill for the end of the day was £2,147, which includes £1,300 for a CAT scan. I said to the vet, "What did you do? Run one of the pussies over the top of the dog?" CAT scan.
It's amazing, isn't it? There was a Facebook entry, something on Facebook popped up, and this says, "This is the cost of a rattlesnake biting someone in the United States." It was something like $86,000.
I saw that.
If not more, to get treated.
Hello.
You know? And so thank God for the NHS. Really. Thank God for the NHS.
I think the bigger question to ask is, what does it cost to run the NHS?
I don't know.
I think.
Don't know.
I think that's the main issue, because you've got companies like Virgin something or other, Virgin Healthcare, actually suing the government because they didn't get chosen for a particular, I don't know, some sort of outsourcing. But the sheer scale of privatization, which, you know, is incredibly big, very bigly, and of course they're all making huge profits out of it. So that's, I would suggest, before we worry about how much extra we have to pay, how much do we know about what it costs? As you said. So yeah.
Latest figures. Sorry, just a moment. It won't be a minute, John. Latest figures show that health costs per person in the country, but not per person, if you get my meaning, are £2,057 a year. So for every person in the country, the cost is £2,057.
That's if they get treated.
No, that's the cost of the NHS. You multiply that figure by the population, then you get at the annual cost.
So we actually pay that through our national insurance, don't we?
That was the theory.
Yeah, it can't just be that. It can't. It's too much.
There must be a proportion of that national insurance money.
Yeah.
Where's the rest go?
No. Where's the rest coming from? Yeah.
Yeah. Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
I posted this show into Prospect Networking, which is a group of Stevens. And Jeremy Dent has just accused us of lack of diversity because there's 4 white men.
Come along, anybody else?
Stop. Yeah.
The last, how long? 2 years. Just pop on and Dent, you say?
Jeremy.
Come on. Giving us grief about.
Come on.
Christ.
My.
I mean,
I'm shaving. Look, it's diversified here. We've got 2 beer days.
We've all got glasses.
Last thing Blabbing for Britain can be accused of is being selective or racist. We are the 4 people who got together. It's as simple as.
Where's Corinda when you need her?
I mean, you don't. Yeah. If every, let's just go with this. If every show had to have gender equality, race equality, religious equality, then how that on
We've been
earth?
watching a white screen.
It's all right, Steve. I'll say it for you.
Well, can I just say, is it Mr. Dent?
Jeremy Dent.
Mr. Jeremy Dent.
Jeremy, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard on here, because you obviously don't listen to me from time to time. Because aye, I'm a Scotsman amongst 3 Englishmen. What about that one then? Stick up there! Yeah, no, but where does this stop? No, honestly, folks, where does this stop? Have we ever said that we're not allowing India any certain race or religion on here?
We've had Corinda on here. We've had
Corinda, yeah.
We've had Claire on here.
Try to justify yourselves, guys. Don't even try to justify yourselves.
Come on, Jerry. Come on, so we can
I'm happy
crucify
to
you.
support my statement. He's a tosser.
Oh, dearie. Who would have ever thought of that?
Okay, I've got to
Let's
put my
move
hand
on,
up.
shall we?
Got to put my hand up here and say I've met him and made him a coffee. Right, okay, let's move on then. What can we move on to? Let's find something that's not controversial, shall we?
Oh no, stay on controversy. You've got to get Pete one.
Okay. Okay, controversy number 1. What's Galileo?
The international travel, transport, bookings, monitoring system.
The man that said the Earth wasn't flat.
Not that Galileo. Yes, sorry. I didn't say who is Galileo. I said what is Galileo. I thought I was quite precise.
All right, Galileo is a scientist.
Doesn't Galileo control our GPS?
Yeah, it's a European thing.
Yeah.
It's Europe.
Yeah.
Because of Pete, we're being bumped out of it, booted out of the consortium of countries
I thought, I mean, this is a multi-billion-pound euro project, which has been developed over years, and the government's response was quite simple and straightforward. Mrs. May said, anybody know the quote? No, I'll help.
No.
We'll build our own.
Oh, soddy now.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
No.
She's looking after us. She's making employment for us already. Well done, Mrs. May. If you don't like it, we'll make one.
Right, okay. Pete, your GPS is not going to work for the next 10 years.
But that's not a problem.
We'll hire someone else's. We'll hire one from India.
I think the satellite has got to be somewhere in Europe, Peter.
Well, hackers will hack into it and use it.
Cover the world.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you for your decision to screw us out of our GPSs and all the beautiful Google stuff that relies on it.
Not, because we're all using the American GPS in our phone anyway.
John,
Yeah.
don't spoil a good story.
Part of it.
Well done, John.
Okay.
Listen, this European Union is turning out to be nothing but bullies. They're bullies.
Galileo has nothing to do with the European Union. It's not owned by the European Union. It's an international organisation.
So why are we leaving it?
Yes,
Sorry?
We're being kicked out.
Yes, that's a straight way of putting it.
You voted to take us out of the European Union. All your fault, mate.
So why are we getting booted out of something that's nothing to do with the European Union?
Because the other partners have decided that they don't want us.
Okay. Hello, Donald. We'll make one with you. Yeah, that'll sicken him.
But Donald's already got one. He doesn't.
All right, okay.
He's got his own. He's got his own. Anyway, let's just stay non-controversial. Let's stay non-controversial then.
Okay.
Forgetting the Irish border, which Mr. Corbyn today is going to say, I don't want a hard border between Northern and Southern Ireland. That's a separate topic. Topic that is a hot potato at the moment is that obviously there's a customs system that needs sort of changing just ever so slightly, and it's going to cost £20 billion. Now, just a reminder, we are ostensibly saving £9 billion by not being in the EU, but this is going to cost us £20 billion. Your thoughts? And to explain, I'm not scaremongering. This is not me. I don't.
Brexit. That's my thought.
Every single transaction across the zone will cost £32.50.
Hello.
Well, at the moment, it doesn't cost. Well, it doesn't cost £32.50.
Tea.
Right. Okay. Well, that's one that's going to run.
Sorry about that interruption.
Have you seen the governor of the Bank of England has just said that so far Peter's decision to vote for Brexit has cost each household, so remember that's the household, 900 quid. Okay?
You're one of those that would listen to people that told you the earth was flat and you would believe them all the time.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah. I listened to the governor of the Bank of England.
He's the governor of the Bank of England. He's so one-sided, he's going to fall over in a minute.
He's not even English, but we won't get into that.
Don't upset our Canadian viewers, John.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just pleased he's not Scottish. You know, it's simple as that.
Here's the answer to the problem in Ireland. Do we take more in from them than we give to them?
No, it's just a logistical nightmare.
No, but there's more
their biggest supplier.
Right. So shut the door and have it two doors like this, right? And just shut it and as you go. When you've made up your mind on what you're doing, give us a phone, bang, and they'll come knocking.
Oh, right. So how are you going to manage with the roads that continuously go in and out, I'm
on about getting the goods now, right? When they've made up their minds up what they're doing, just give us a shout and we'll sort it out with them.
Have you seen Boris's latest?
He wants a new plane.
No.
He wants, instead of a coach to write lies on, he now wants an aeroplane to write lies on.
I think it's a good idea. Government ministers like him should have one to travel the world and get out there and get their name out there. Yeah, good idea.
Or should they have one each?
The coach?
They should have a government plane to take them here and there, yeah. That they can book like a plane car.
He wants his own. Other cabinet ministers can't use it.
No, it's going to be Brexit only. It's going to have lies pointing out the outside, like this plane will generate £50 billion worth of new business.
Might do. Why don't we try it?
I think we've gone far enough with why don't we try and get out of Galileo? Why don't we try and get out of the atomic treaties and all sorts of shit?
I just laugh at them. One day they'll come along.
That's your problem. You just laugh at them. You're not taking it seriously. This is
no, neither are they. They don't realise how important we are in this world.
I'm
everybody's holding us to
I love the monarchy. I enjoyed the royal wedding. I'm proud to be British, but we're as good as anybody else, not better. Sorry.
Well, as good as anybody else. Of course we are. That's why when there's trouble in the world, whose troops do they call on? Whose troops do they call on when there's problems? They come for us, don't they? It's always the British. What are the British doing for us? What are the British doing? And we go. Simples. Even to places that have got health problems now, our medics go to them. Like the Ebola crisis, for instance. People risking their lives for them. British troops.
So did... yeah, but it was an international response. Come on, it was an international response for that.
Yeah, but I think we were above our proportion.
You're making a different argument now. It was an international response, and yeah, we probably did send more than anybody else. But what we tend to do, I believe, is train up people while we're there because we have that skill set. So it's just a different, you know about capabilities, Pete. It's a different capability that we had. So what's your point?
Well, the next time there's a crisis, I'd sit back with our troops and say,
No, you don't
you
have to do
first.
that. Why would you disengage like that? Because it sounds like Ebola's kicking off. It sounds like Ebola's kicking off again in somewhere in Africa. I can't remember where.
Well, it's in the wildlife, and people are now mixing more with the wildlife, so there's a greater risk again.
We don't have to worry, because what they said was there wasn't going to be a European army. And no, there's going to be a European army. Let the European army do it without our kids getting conscripted to it.
Right, okay, and your friend Tish Peter is saying, easy, Peter. Easy.
Who's that?
Tish is saying, easy, Peter, easy, Tiger, before your lovely lady has to come and pick you up.
Only time she'll be coming back is with a cup of tea to me.
At least you're still in the broadcast, Peter. Now, I want to bring up one word on the screen, and I just want your thoughts on it before I put something else on the screen. I'm going to hide that and bring this word up on the screen.
I can't see any word.
You can't see anything.
You can't see anything?
Not a thing.
No, because we're in our own little bubble
we
here.
haven't seen anything you've put up on the screen at all during this broadcast.
Oh, God. Well, in that case, it's good job I described it well. The word is Russia. Okay, and we are, of course, a news channel, and breaking news in the last few minutes is that the MH17 missile that brought down the plane with 298 people on board was actually from a Russian brigade.
For the one that's went missing for all this time.
Lean back a bit, Pete.
No.
This was the one that was shot down.
2 weeks later, wasn't it?
Yeah, between Amsterdam and KL. I can't say Kuala Lumpur, so I'm saying KL.
Right.
The missile was Russian. Sorry, not Russian. It came from a Russian brigade. So the inference from that is that the Russians are actually backing terrorism. But in terms of Russia, we could have been talking about football.
What about the Swedes and Russia?
What about the Swedes and Russia? Go.
Sweden is so concerned about the activity of the Russians that they've issued all households with leaflets on what to do in an emergency, and they've reintroduced conscription.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, you've seen how easy they took over the Crimea again and also moved into Ukraine. Can't blame the Swedes.
Has anybody actually looked at the size of Russia and its economy? No,
it doesn't. Yeah, I have. I mean, but so where are you coming from? Go.
Well, in terms of its, so we say weight. I don't know what.
Economic power.
Yeah, economic power. They're nowhere. All right, they just aren't. The GDP is 4 trillion. That sounds quite a lot, actually. 11th in ranking, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it's almost, would you say, a subsistence economy where the people are broke, and yet they are doing so much damage, or I should say Putin is doing so much damage to the world that you sort of start thinking, can they not be content? Can they not be properly contained, or are we actually effectively containing them with things like sanctions and what have you? And I'm just wondering if we got it all wrong. So apparently they exported. This is Wikipedia. Exported $15 billion of arms in 2013, second only to the US. So I just think we should have a little peek at that in another episode.
Right.
But,
okay.
You know, just thought I'd mention it.
Talking about Russia,
Which we are.
I was actually listening. I was actually listening to LBC this morning, Nick Ferrari, and he had this Russian guy, obviously a spokesperson for the Kremlin type thing, and he was on about Julia has just come out of hospital, and she was given an interview. Go and listen to it because it's fascinating. And he was saying, yeah, obviously she's been held to ransom, she's been threatened, and she's been told to say everything that she's saying and everything. And Nick Ferrari just couldn't believe it. He says, you are joking, aren't you? He says, she was as free as anything could be. She was, it was just absolutely him trying to defend Russia and saying that we were holding them to ransom and threatening them was absolutely, it was just unbelievable, So have a listen and listen to yourselves, really do. Nick Ferrari show, LBC, that was on this morning. You'll get there's a podcast for it usually.
Okay. I've got a quick one I'd like to bring up before we go because I know we're at the end.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, we've hit 11 already, mate.
Wow.
There's a young lad in Cornwall suing Flambard's theme park.
Yes.
Now, I think here we have a bit of a situation. I'm very, very sympathetic with the fact that he is severely disabled and also has autism. But I cannot believe that it is right that he is able to sue the park on the basis that they're discriminating against him because they have already spent £10,000 putting a lift and a table in the disabled toilet so that he can be lifted onto the table from his wheelchair and then from the table to there. But his mother, and it's got to be his mother because he's not really able to think sufficiently for himself to talk to a solicitor, etc. They want to sue them because they want a specific room of a specific type putting in, which would cost £40,000 to do. And here I'm beginning to think that we're just going crazy and we're almost becoming America with our suing people. What do you think?
When people say that I'm suing you for £20 million, that's just a message of intent, and it's been taken as, oh Christ, there's a chance that we might have to put that into our account to accrue for it because it's a horrible thing.
Well, is suing them for discrimination is not suing them for a sum of money on the basis
but the headline,
they cannot afford the 40k.
The headline is that they're suing for £2 million, £50 million, and that's what goes into people's heads, not the fact that it's actually a discriminatory case and the maximum award is
It's a shame. I remember my uncle losing his leg. Now, before he lost his leg, he wouldn't have given a damn about anybody. I can be brutally honest about that. Until he lost his leg, then everything. That curb's too high. I'm reporting it. This and that. It's not until you've got it then you realise how difficult.
I understand that.
I want to go back to point, John. I take John's point on this. That this is basically somebody saying what a commercial enterprise should spend in order to meet the needs of people. And the commercial enterprise has got to be free to decide how much they're going to spend. And they've spent 10,000. They've done the best that they can, given the financial constraints that they're under.
And that 10,000 has been spent specifically with this child in mind. Okay, right. Other people can access it, but that 10,000 has been spent with him. Now, he's not going to spend 10,000 going to Flambard's because you can buy a season ticket for about £45. So
I'm guessing that they actually spent that money to become compliant with legislation, not for that young lad. I'm guessing.
Right. They spent it specifically because this lad is well known in the area. He is a regular visitor, and the money was spent to specifically meet his needs, which was the implementation of a hoist and the implementation of a table for him to be a medium between him and his wheelchair and the toilet. So yes, they did spend it specifically for this child.
Right. And just to come back, we talked about ransoms. Bill is saying that we're all could be held to ransom because of the importance of the Russian gas supply to Europe, and that could be closed at any time. We're about to close because we're after 11, and we normally would go up to the hour. So it's over to Mr. John Upton to close the show.
Well, I'll do my usual thing, but we haven't actually said each what we'd normally do, which is what we want people to do. So,
okay.
Have you got a message for everybody?
I'll go first. Have a good weekend. It's going to be rather nice, I believe, and it's gardening for us.
Just a minute. It's gonna be thunder and lightning all Sunday.
Not in God's country.
No, not here in the Midlands either. I had a quick look as well.
Brilliant.
It's homing in on you, Stephen, on your walk.
All right.
Peter,
Sorry. Anyway, carry on, John.
No.
Personally, I'm going to be cycling again this weekend. But what I'm off to do this weekend is think about your show. If you're doing your show, remember to invite every race and religion to it. But you could
okay.
But don't invite an ex-army officer from the home counties. Yes, okay.
Don't get that one.
Stephen, you're walking this weekend, aren't you? And we all wish you good luck.
Thank you.
And we hope your cagoule doesn't leak.
I hope so too. 26 miles in the rain and thunder and lightning isn't the most enticing prospect, but it's all in a good cause. It's in the cause of fitness and the Wiltshire Wildlife Trust.
So you are
what was the ex-army officer one, John?
That's the bloke that accused us of not.
Is that right? Or typical officer?
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from there. I shall be doing my usual trip of being down the allotments. So I shall be doing something towards my fitness, Peter, even if you don't think it is, because it's hard work.
Well, listen, you're looking lighter. Oh, you had a haircut.
And a beard trim. Lost 10 pounds, you know.
I've got to say.
Oh, no, that was when I dropped my wallet, I lost 10 pounds.
No, I've got to say, John, you look much, much better. Either I need to go to my Specsavers appointment.
You need your Specsavers appointment, and I need new specs. I need new specs too, because I've had these ones 9 years.
Wow.
I've had these one day.
Oh, they're new, are they?
They're quite groovy, actually. Cost a bloody fortune.
You do look very fashionable, I must say.
Cost a fortune. A quid.
In your shirt that sends the camera crazy, but we won't.
Really?
Because he's in a checkered class.
You'll buy from us. That's him over there, him over there, him up there, him down there, him over there, etc. We all look forward to you in a week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're out of here.